Showing middle finger God-given right, says judge. We use them to count, to point, and for 1,000 other things, but sometimes a single finger can get us into trouble. A recent incident in Canada has sparked controversy and debate as a man was caught on camera showing his middle finger to his neighbor. The incident occurred in a quiet suburban neighborhood, and the video of the man's actions quickly went viral. In many Western countries, putting up your middle finger is believed to be offensive. Many Canadians have expressed their outrage at the man's behavior, calling it rude, disrespectful, and inappropriate. Some have even called for the man to be punished, either by facing legal consequences or by being publicly shamed. Also known as flipping the bird, it might most often be used by angry teenagers. But according to a Canadian judge, putting up that middle finger is a God-given right. Others, however, have defended the man's right to express himself, arguing that flipping someone the bird is a form of free speech. They argue that the man may have had a good reason for showing his middle finger, such as if his neighbor had been harassing him or causing him distress in some way. It's not very polite, said Dennis Galitzados, a judge in Montreal, but it is an important part of a Canadian's freedom of expression. And he added that, at least in Canada, it's not a crime. The judge said this in February 2023, when a teacher named Neil Epstein was in court. He had been arrested in May 2021 after an argument between neighbors. Epstein agreed that he had shown his middle finger to the neighbor, who had been angry about children playing near his house. But the judge said the argument should never have been brought to court. Epstein and his middle fingers were found to be not guilty of any crime. Regardless of which side of the debate people fall on, the incident raises important questions about how we should behave in our communities. While free speech is an important value in Canada and other democratic countries, it is not an absolute right. There are limits to what we can say and do in public, especially if our actions are likely to cause harm or distress to others. Furthermore, even if we believe that we have the right to express ourselves in a certain way, we should still consider the impact that our actions will have on others. In this case, the man's decision to show his middle finger to his neighbor likely caused hurt and upset and may have even escalated the conflict between them. Perhaps he was lucky. In 2004, an American tourist visiting Brazil was arrested after giving the middle finger to staff at an airport. In Brazil, showing the middle finger is very offensive. The man had to pay more than $17,000 before he was allowed to return home. Ultimately, it is up to each of us to decide how we want to behave in our communities. While we may have the right to free speech, we should also strive to be respectful, considerate, and kind to those around us. By doing so, we can create a more peaceful and harmonious society for everyone.